Okay, so I'm going to be showing off some of the features of this Bell reed organ, and as you can probably see, this is a small reed organ. It's not very big. I don't have all the panels on it, so I can show you some of the stuff I did to it later. But this is a modified Bell reed organ from 1907, around 1907, and it is by the Bell Piano and Organ Company from Guelph, Ontario. Now, this is an unrestored instrument. It's not in perfect condition, but I will show off some of the features it has. It has 4.5 ranks. It has a full 16, 8, and a 4-foot. It has a Celeste 8-foot rank in the treble. It has a 2-foot in the bass, and a harp Aeolian 2-foot in the bass as well. So it has a lot of features for a small reed organ like this. It is it's seriously small. I'll show a picture of it on screen so you can actually see how small this instrument actually is. Like, I can reach my hand from here to here, and it's not a big instrument. It's only like 2 feet deep. It's very compact and small. I have all the swells removed and forced open since those aren't really important to show the features of, but I'll start with the 8-foot stops, the foundation stops, the diapason and melodia, and the sub bass is in here. I'm going to disable it. I have to do that manually because because I haven't connected that yet, and I'll get to the sub bass in a minute because the sub bass is something I added to the organ myself. So I'm going to play a few chords, I guess, like. So that is the diapason and melodia, and in the treble you also have a Celeste stop. There's Echo and Celeste, and basically they're coupled together. Echo is just a softer version of the Celeste, and the interesting thing about this organ is that on a lot of organs, the Celeste actually, I believe, opens both the Melodia and the Celeste, but this one you can actually activate them separately. It's kind of strange. So this is Melodia, and this is Celeste. And if you put them together, and it's funny because you can actually activate them separately, which is very strange. I don't know why you would, but you can. I guess if you want to combine like Celeste and a 16-foot, then you guys kind of get an interesting sound. Like, here's the Celeste, Melodia. Oh, it's different! So yeah, I actually never tried that before. That's actually really funny. So, Celeste basically just makes the 8-foot sound more. It's an out-of-tune set of reeds. That makes it sound more like a. So it's a pretty interesting sound. And then next, we have a 16-foot rank, which goes across the entire. There's board on bass, and there's also Cremona and euphone. And Cremona is just a soft version of the euphone. So I turn on the Cremona, and then euphone. It's just a louder version of the same rank of reeds. So basically, this is a 16-foot. And if I combine it with an 8-foot, kind of sounds like a harmonium-ish, sort of like an accordion. If I just pull out the 16. It has a nice bass effect too. And so if I combine the 8/16, This also has a 4-foot rank in the treble and bass. Nice thing about this organ is it not only has a 4-foot in the bass, but it also has a 4-foot in the treble, because a lot of more basic reed organs only have a 4-foot in the bass, but not the treble. So this is what it sounds like. And you can get a pretty interesting sound if you combine the 16-foot and the 4-foot. I really like this sound effect. And if I combine it with an 8-foot, it sounds even brighter. And then in the bass, there is a 2-foot stop. There's actually two 2-foot stops. There's the Violetta, which is a very, very quiet 2-foot, but it sounds really nice. Why is the 16-foot? Oh, the 8-foot's pulled out. It only goes up, the split point is A and A flat. It's a very beautiful stop. And also there's a harp, Aeolian harp alien. So the harp alien is basically kind of like the Celeste, and it pulls out an off-tune set of reeds, but it sounds beautiful. It sounds like a old, like, mellotron, or some sort of, not mellotron, but it sounds like some old electronic organ. It's like one of my favorite stops. It sounds so... It's a very beautiful stop, and I love it. And this organ also has 2 couplers. It has the treble coupler and the bass coupler. Basically, the couplers, they just couple the octave above in the treble. As you can see, if I push these notes right here, it couples everything above. And for the bass coupler, from A flat down, it couples everything below like this. So if I pull out like the 8-foot, and I put the couplers in, pull the couplers out, it's not, where is it? Here. So there you go, and another stop I need, well, it's not really a stop yet because I haven't connected it. And this is the sub bass, and you can actually see the unit in there. It's a little dark. I need a flashlight so I can show you. You can see the sub bass down there. It's this box in the bass end of the organ. Basically what it does is, if I enable it, it still needs to be regulated. It doesn't work perfectly yet. I'm still working on it, but these ones are not really working. Why is the C is really stubborn sometimes, and I don't know why. Come on, I don't know. But you get the idea. And if I pull out like the board on bass, it's a very loud 16. And if I combine it like with some of the other stops, like Melodia, Celeste, flute, horn, euphone, and bass coupler. And so there's also 2 knee levers. The right one makes the organ louder, and the left swell actually pulls out all the stops. So like here's... And there you go. So if I sub bass, gives it a really nice bassy effect. Okay, so I'm going to be showing you how the sub bass actually works. In this organ, I took it all apart, and I'm going to flashlight here so you can see it a little better. Doesn't really do much, but the camera. So this is the it's not screwed down right now, so there's no the vacuum isn't perfect. But this sub bass is actually from an SD chapel organ, and the reason it's in this organ is because the chapel organ I took this from only has it doesn't have as many stops. This bell organ has more stops, but it never had a sub bass. So I basically stole the sub bass from an SD. Well, I didn't steal it, but I just took it from that organ. And as you can see, if I put my camera in there, you can kind of see the reeds in there. Actually, I can just take the whole sub bass out because it's not even screwed down. And as you can see, these are the reed chambers for the sub bass, and down here is C, and up here is the higher C. So there's 13 notes in the sub bass, and this is what opens and closes it. And there's pallets down here, which basically open with a mechanism you'll see in a second. So the way I got this to work is, if you look inside here, there's Lego axles in there, and if I press the keys, you can see those axles lifting up. Let me pull the stops in. The lighting isn't very good, but you can see these moving. And there's basically these Lego Technic axles. They're connected to the pallets down under the keyboard. So basically when you push one of the keys, it basically pushes up those little valves under here, and those allow suction to go into these reeds. Now this is still kind of a work in progress. I'm still regulating it. As you can see, the axles can be moved up and down, which makes regulation really easy. Now, I didn't do a very good job at drilling these holes. There's actually a crack in the soundboard where one of the holes is, I just put tape over it. That's actually not from my drilling. The crack was actually already there, and I just kind of drilled around it. It was really sketchy, but these holes aren't very clean. I could probably sand them and make them a little better, but it's okay. So that is basically the Bell reed organ, and I really love this organ. It's awesome. It has a lot of ranks for such a small instrument like this. It has a very big sound for such a small instrument. I love this organ. I think that's all I really need to show. I really hope you enjoyed this little tour of my organ, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.